श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So that was the tune which Prabhupada used to sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So thank you so much for recitation. The sloka was nice. So that was Aradhya Nail's mother, Jyoti Mataji, Hare Krishna, thank you. And Sabita Mataji, Hare Krishna. Pradosh Prabhu, you got logged out. Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Can I hear some voice from everyone?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. My screen is visible, co-host. Today is an important chapter. Okay. So the second chapter is contents of Gita summarized. Okay. So we'll see what Bhagavad-Gita is all about and what is the first lesson which Krishna speaks to Arjuna or teaches us through Bhagavad-Gita. The first lesson, an important lesson. So the Krishna speaks something more about something which is never taught to us in our material life or in our so-called school or in education. I mean, there is no school which speaks about this subject matter, I think so. And yes, so but this is very important in our life. So a quick recap. What were the 5 reasons why Arjuna was not ready to fight, or why Arjuna lamented? Can anyone raise your hand? The co-host will unmute you, or you can put in the chat too. Just the 5 reasons, any one reason, 2 reasons. Anyone remember from yesterday's chapter? Yes, Prabhu.
Compassion. And sin, family traditions.
He was confused.
No enjoyment.
No enjoyment. Then
Family traditions.
family tradition. Yes, confusion. Indecision. Sin. Did you say everything? Compassion, sin, family traditions, no enjoyment, and indecision, right? So these were the 5 reasons why Arjuna lamented. Actually, Arjuna don't have to lament. Arjuna is the eternal associate of the Lord. But this was Krishna's plan. So Krishna has put his Yoga Maya acting and then made Arjuna lament so that he can speak Bhagavad Gita. If Arjuna didn't lament, or if Arjuna didn't feel bad about these 5 things, then there is no Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is a Kshatriya, best among the Kshatriyas, Dronacharya's favorite student. He could have come, just killed everyone, won the battle, and go back. Where is Bhagavad Gita there? No. So this is Krishna's plan. So don't worry if some negative things is happening in life. That's not the end. No, that's what it says. If things are not okay, that means it's not the end. Just a beginning, or might be a turning point in life. So don't worry. Things, just have trust in God and have trust in His plans. So I really feel that we have to trust His plans. We have that trust in Him, like a small kid have trust in his father. He for protection. Same way, the Supreme Lord will definitely protect us. But we should be patient, and we should have that trust and confidence and faith in Him, which leads us towards Him, the goal. So before realizing the second chapter, see, we are trying to realize about ourselves, self-realization. But self-realization has to go hand in hand with God realization. If we don't know who God is, then how can we know who we are? So it should go together. So the God realization, we would have heard God is light, God is energy, God is love, so many things. But then Who is that? And is it a personality? And who is that? So Prabhupada wants to make us first fix our mind into the concept of the God. So Brahman, there are three stages of realizing God. First is Brahman. Brahman is the light. Now Brahmajyoti, you would have heard about Brahmajyoti, the light or the effulgence. Okay, but where is that coming from? See, the sunlight is coming from the sun. So for an energy, there should be an energetic. There should be a source. So who is that? So there's actually an effulgence coming from the Lord's body. And then the Lord is realized as Paramatma. He's also as Paramatma, the 400 form in our heart. Krishna is in our heart as Paramatma, right? So in so many slokas, he says that. Barka,
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sarvasya chaham mriti sannivishto matta jnanam apohanam cha vedaishya sarve rahameva vedyo vedanta kridveda videva chaham.
yeah, so this is the 15th chapter, 15th sloka in Bhagavad-Gita. Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtam. Arjuna, I am in the heart of everyone, right? So when Lord is in our heart, why should we go and tell God all our problems? He already knows. He's in your heart, right? So he will take care. When a small baby is crying, the baby don't have to say, the mother that changed my diaper, I'm hungry. No, the mother understand. The same way we have an eternal bond between us and the Lord, but we forgot it. We have to re-establish the relationship, right? Re-establish. The relation is always there, but we are in Maya, we are in illusion that we forgot it. So first realization is Brahman, that God is light, energy. Yes, that is the Mayavadi concept. They say that Lord doesn't have a form, but that is also one part true, because God doesn't have a material form. He has a spiritual form. His form is not like ours. Then as you go closer to the Lord, you'll come to know that God, yes, he's a localized Paramatma in our heart, and he's the Swayam Bhagavan. This is the final stage of understanding that God is a person, a personality of Godhead, but not a person like us. He's the supreme person. So the comparison is given to this sunlight, sun globe, and the sun god. Okay, the sun planet and the sun god. I think this might come in a quiz question. So first is sunlight. So when you just see the sun, first you see the sunlight. Even though the clouds cover the sun, you can't say the sun is not there, because you are seeing the sunlight. You are able to see everything in daylight. Why? Because it's coming from the sun. So the light, the effulgence is coming from the Lord's body. That's what people say, the Brahmajyoti. Then as you go a little more close, you'll know there is a sun planet there, right? Like a localized thing. That is Paramatma form. And then you know that there is a sun god, Surya Dev. Same way there is a personality of Bhagavan. So these, why he's called Bhagavan? See, who is Bhagyavan? Can you put in the chat? Whom do we call someone a Bhagyavan? Or you can even raise your hand. Bhagyavan. Did you ever hear of the term Bhagyavan? Yes, Mataji. Kusumlata Mataji, you raised your hand.
Very lucky.
Lucky. He has good fortune, and we say Bhagyam, or he has good fortune. Okay. Dhanavan. Who is Dhanavan? Someone who is?
Hare Krishna Miraji, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, Dhanwan means the person who is more richer, like
Yes, wealthy, right? You have a very nice
yeah,
name,
wealthy.
Meera Krishna. Very nice name. Mirabai was a favorite devotee of the Lord, right? Okay, so that is Dhanavan, means only wealth. You can see the rich, only rich part is there with him. Then you saw someone called, then some actress or some film stars and all will be famous. Okay, so much famous. Or some wrestlers will be so much strong, and some like people like Einstein have a lot of knowledge, and a Miss World or Miss Universe will have a lot of beauty. But does all these 6 qualities be seen in one person? No, it's not possible. That is Bhagavan. Bhagavan means Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Veerasyasya, Yashasasya. That means all these 6 qualities are full in full, 100 by 100. Beauty. Krishna's beauty is like Angani Kandarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shopam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Thousands of cupids, they get attracted to Krishna, and that beauty is not equal to Krishna's beauty. So beautiful, so handsome he is. There's no comparison. Rich, Krishna have thousands of Lakshmi serving him. Lakshmi sahasra shada sambrahma sevyamanam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So this is from Brahma Samhita. Brahma says, Lord is served by thousands of Lakshmis, goddess of fortune. So he's the richest and famous. Even after 5,000 years, Bhagavad-Gita was spoken 5,000 years ago. Even now we are discussing about Bhagavad-Gita. Why? Because Krishna is so famous. His butter pastimes and stealing butter and all these pastimes, we still speak about it. Strength, at the age of 7, Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill with his left hand finger. Who can do that? He's the most strongest. Knowledge. Vedanta Krit Veda Videva. He has Vyasdev have compiled all the Vedantas and Sutras. So he has the best knowledge. And renunciation means detachment or virakti. He is not attached to anything, right? He's just not having any karma bound to him. So all these are full and full with Bhagavan. So anything you compare in this material world, this comparison is coming from the spiritual world. So Krishna didn't speak till now. In the first chapter, he just say one word, oh Arjuna, just look at the armies who have come. He didn't start advice. So he is showing a perfect example of a guru. Krishna never advised Arjuna till now. He was listening. We are given 2 ears and 1 mouth. Why? We have to hear more and then speak. So hearing is very important. And now Arjuna starts surrendering to Krishna, and Krishna starts advising. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kudastva Kashmalam Idam Vishame Samupastitam Anarya Jashtam Asvargyam Akirti Karam Arjuna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have the impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. Arjuna, why are you speaking like this? You're keeping a Gandiva there and you're sweating. No, this is not a quality of a Kshatriya. You are the best among Kshatriyas, right? So what this will not give you heaven or any good thing results. It will always lead you to infamy. And then Arjuna starts surrendering. Karpanya dosho vahata swabhava prichami tvam dharma sammoda cheta yashreyasya nishitam brohitanme shishyaste ham shadimam tvam prapannam. Shishyaste. Arjuna is like, Krishna, I don't have any other go. So sometimes when things don't go right in our life, so we have to follow these footsteps of Arjuna. We need to surrender to some superior authority, to our parents or to our well-wishers, mentors, so that we get the right decision or right advice, right? So now Arjuna surrendered. Arjuna was a friend of Krishna. He made Krishna the chariot driver and all. But now he's becoming a disciple. So when you have starting a spiritual life, the first thing Arjuna is showing us is take help of a guru. Unless you have a guru, it's like a rail track. The train has to go with the 2 rail thing, right? Otherwise it can't just go. So same way, we need to have a guru in our life. Guru Krishna Prasade by Bhaktirata Beach. Otherwise you can't go for the destination. The moksha will be far away from us, because the guru will guide us. See, when I had to get a degree, I had to register to my medical college. I had to go through the process of first year, second year, and house surgency and all that, and had to surrender and have trust on my teachers. Then only I get this MBBS degree, and then only I could work or practice, right? Otherwise, I'm not recognized. I can't go to any unknown university and just take a degree and come back. Or I can't just purchase a medical book from any libraries or any bookstore and then start reading it and comes to know about things. No, that's not the way the knowledge works. We need to surrender to our guru. We need to surrender to a senior, right, who shows us. So if a material knowledge is like that, what about spiritual knowledge? People think that spiritual knowledge doesn't need a guru or doesn't need a teacher. No, that's completely wrong. If we are thinking, that's just because of our false ego and ahankar or as attitude. But we should not be like that. We should surrender to a guru, because guru is the one who leads us to the right path. Otherwise, we get distracted, we get deviated, and selecting the guru also, there are so many fake gurus and bogus gurus. We should be very careful. So When we are serious in spiritual life, Krishna as Paramatma in our heart, as Chaitya Guru, will come out as Guru. So don't worry, he's in our heart. You should have the desire, tatra laulyam, the desire to grow in spiritual life, to go back to Godhead. Then Krishna will help. So now I'm confused about my duty. Arjuna is like confused. He's Kshatriya. Whether should I fight or not? And have lost all composure because of my surly weakness. Hridaya Daurbalya. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me, Krishna. Arjuna is asking, Krishna, please tell me what is best for me. Now I'm your disciple, right? I'm a soul surrendered to you. So please instruct me. So this is the first quality we should have, surrenderance to a guru. Krishna is acting as a guru here, representing. So all gurus are representative of God. Okay. I just want to say past time. So when Prabhupada was asked, are you the guru of the whole world? And Prabhupada was like silent for a moment. And he just answered, I am the servant of the whole world. No, a guru never says he is God. A guru never says he is to be respected. A guru always says he's the servant of the Lord. And the guru always says to worship the Lord, not him. Okay, so that's a real guru. Tam uvacha rishikesha prahasan iva bharata senayor upayor madhye vishidantam idam vachaha. O descendant of Bharata, at that time Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. Krishna was smiling because Krishna knew that these are all his plan. No, he was like very calm and peaceful. Sri Bhagavan Uvaja. So you can see here, it's not given Sri Krishna Uvaja. It is not given. Normally, it is given Arjuna Uvaja, Sanjay Uvaja, Dhritarashtra Uvaja. Why is it given Sri Bhagavan Uvaja? Because he is a Swayam Bhagavan. Krishna is the Bhagavan Swayam. And that's why Vyasdev have compiled this word. Ashochan anvashachastvam prajnavadam shapashase gadasun agadasumscha nanushojanti pandidaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. What are you doing, Arjuna? Why are you lamenting? Arjuna is sitting like this. And Krishna is like, what happened to you? Why are you lamenting? I mean, if you're intelligent, you should not lament for the living nor for the dead. Why not? Why not for the dead? Why should not we lament for the dead? Or why should not we lament for the living? We are talking about that in this chapter. We will come to know that who we are actually. But then, can someone guess or can someone put in the chat, why should we not lament about someone who's dead or someone who's living also? See, this man doesn't have a leg here. Yes, Rajesh Prabhu, can you try?
Mataji, when we say, that you should not lament for those who are not worthy, that means they are nirjiv or they may not understand you. And that's why we should not have grief for them.
Okay, that is one thing. Yes, very good. Okay, that means, okay. Anything else? Nirmala Mataji? Oops, can you unmute? Yes, Mataji?
Yeah, the soul is more important, body is not important.
Yes, very nice. So you just opened the next discussion. Yes, good. So that is the next discussion which we have. Yes. So it's about the soul and the body. Okay. So today Krishna speaks about the importance of Atma or the soul. Natva evaham jato nasham natam neme janadipaha nachaiva na bhavishyama sarve vayam ataparam. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. So Krishna is breaking Mayavadism, atheism here. There are people who say God does not exist. They say I'm God. They say God exists. Creation happened just like explosion, just by chance. Everything is by chance. No. Krishna himself is saying there is never a time when I did not exist. He is always there, eternal. Advaita Machyuta Manadi Manandarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavvanam Cha. The Lord is eternal. He's made the creation. So he is eternal and he's not destroyed after annihilation. So he says God is always there. So atheism is destroyed. And he also says, Arjuna, you were also there. So Mayavadism, they think we and God are the same, or we should merge with the Lord after death. That's what they say. We have to merge into Brahmajyoti. No, that's different. God is different in a individual. We also having a different individuality. Okay. So the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita is you are not what you think you are. What are we then? So when I say it's my hands, it's my eyes, it's my nose, it's my ears, who am I then? Who am I? So the body is made up of 5 Panchaputas or material elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Okay, and that we can see now. It is made up of mucus, bile, blood, and flesh and bones, right? All of you know that. Once there's something called death happens, what happens? There is the soul actually leaves. So it's we are spirit soul. We are not this body, right? So when we see people dead, how we know the person is dead? The person doesn't move, person doesn't talk, person doesn't breathe. That means, and we say he's passed away. Passed away. Who he went? He left. He left. He left the world. Where? So who is lying there then? That's his body, right? All of us have experiences. We know that that's the body there. And what is making something living or moving? That's the soul, the presence of soul. So we are the soul actually. We are not this body. The body can keep changing, but the soul is eternal. So we know there are living and non-living things. I'll take the questions towards the end. I know there will be a lot of questions today. So living means there are people like animals, plants. So they grow, they move around, right? They eat, and they could have a consciousness, they are feeling because of the presence of soul. And non-living things, natural and man-made, they don't have all these qualities because there is no soul. So the soul concept has been there from a long time, but we are not aware of it. No, we are not aware. So nobody taught us this. So this is the first lesson Krishna is telling Arjuna. You are not this body, your spirit soul. You're telling how I can kill my cousins, how I can kill my teacher, but they are not the body, Arjuna. They are the spirit soul, and the soul cannot be killed. The first lesson of Bhagavad Gita is we are not this body, like a car and a driver. So I'm driving the car. So the engine is going. So there is an outer covering. So same way, there is a soul inside us, but there is an outer covering, the body, which is driving, which is just taking. So soul is actually the driver. And where is the soul situated? Anyone knows? Put in the chat. Everyone quickly in the chat. Wake up, don't sleep. Where is the soul situated? Good, good. Nice answers. Yes, fast. Chakra? No. Oh, the chakra. Yeah, no, but actually, everywhere. The soul is everywhere. Super soul is everywhere. Atma Jyoti, body, every element of the body. Okay. Within you. Yes, within me, but where? I want the exact location. Very good. Yes, heart. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridesharjuna tishtati. Which is that sloka, Barka?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridesharjuna tishtati. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudani mayaya.
These are kids from my children's class. I was taking kids class before, so like 5 batches. So these were amazing kids who learned the slokas like anything. In fact, they know more than us. So where is the soul situated? In the heart. Krishna says, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridesha Arjuna tishtati. Arjuna, Krishna as super soul is present in the heart. So soul is the Jivatma, us, and super soul is the Lord as Paramatma in our heart. So in the heart, there are 2 people, the soul and the super soul. Don't get confused. The soul is actually present in the heart. Okay, so in the heart. So the evidence is from the Shastras. So now we are like a bird in the cage. See, a person just polishing the bird, the cage. What happens if he doesn't feed the bird? What happens to the bird? It dies, right? So same way, we are putting shampoo and soap and cleaning our external body like anything every day, forgetting our soul, the bird-like soul, the delicate soul, and we forgetting to feed the soul. And what happens? The soul becomes weaker and weaker and weaker. No, we are forgetting actually that soul. There is a food for the soul, which is the spiritual mantra or spiritual life. So that's I'll talk about the mantra in tomorrow's class. Today we'll just talk the basics of Bhagavad-Gita, which is we are not this body, we are spirit soul, Jiva Atma, and the Lord is Paramatma or super soul. Okay, so there are three things. First, we have our material body, which is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. You can see all this, the body which is made up of that. Then there is the soul, which is subtle, which is very delicate and Sachidananda. And we can't see the soul. It's 1 by 10,000, the tip of hair, Kesha Grabar. So that's the soul. So first is the material body, then you have the soul, then something called subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false ego. The mind, intelligence, and false ego is the subtle body. So this is an important sloka you need to remember in this chapter. Yes, Aratrika?
Yes, Mataji. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhirastatra namuhyati.
Yeah, so Krishna says, Dehinasmin yadadehe kaumaram yavananjara. The body, see, all of you agree that when we were born, we had a small body, baby body. Then we keep growing. The body keeps changing. But are you changing the soul? How could you remember your childhood memories? You're getting the childhood memories. So that means the soul is the same, right? Only the external body might be changing and growing in length and width and size, but then the soul is same. So the soul is seeing the body undergoing different changes in Kaumara, youth, then Kaumara, childhood, Yavanam, youth, and Jara, old age. Then what happens after old age? Tada Dehandara Praptir, the so-called death comes. Death is only for the material body, not for the soul. So I think for the time of Corona, this is very important lesson, and this is what Krishna, we forgot Gita. We don't remember. Krishna has sent a love letter to you, and you are not opening the letter and reading it. How can we blame the Lord? He has given us nice advice in Bhagavad Gita to make us more strong in life. I've seen people getting shocked and depressed and go into depression when they lose their loved ones. Yes, that is there, that emotional bonding is there, but you need to come out of it, right? How long you lament and how long you will be depressed, but you have to come out of it. So Krishna says there is no death. The death is only for the material body, but the soul is eternal. And so at the time of death, what happens? The soul leaves one body, goes to another body. That's called transmigration of the soul. Transmigration. Tada dehamdara praptir. Dhirastatrana muhyadi. A learned person will not be bewildered by such a change. So you can see this picture, very famous picture in ISKCON. So we all were having like a baby body, then we just grow. But the soul in our heart is the same. And after old age, what happens? The so-called death is for the material body. The soul goes to another body, right? As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood, youth to old age, the soul similarly passes to another body at the time of death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Okay, so I hope the concept is very clear. This is the basic concept. You should be really clear about the soul. The soul takes another body at the time of death. Okay, so death is actually a kind of a normal process. It can come in different way, but then Krishna says that if you don't kill your cousins and all, still the death will come. Nobody can stop it, right? Birth, death, old age, and disease will definitely come. So that is Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. These are our problems. Birth, then you have you grow, then you have disease, old age, and the death comes. This is the life cycle. And another cute example which I can give is, when you were very small, you might have a tricycle. You ride it. Then as you grow, you get a bicycle. Then in college, you might have a two-wheeler. And when you start going to work and all, you have a car, right? So the person who's driving is the same. So that means the soul is same. The body, the external part is changing. And once my car is broken down, no more to be used, I buy a new car. And from the driver's seat of this car, I go to the driver's seat of the next car. Same way, when this body becomes old and not to be used anymore, the soul, or when the karma in this body gets over. See, you might ask, then what about people who die in a young age, right? But the karma for that time is over. That life is over, and the soul has to leave. And where does it go? It goes to another body. As I am taking another car to drive, same way the soul is going to another body. So is actually the soul dying? No. Then why are we lamenting? When I was saying my grandmother passed away, and my mother is like, yes, she passed away. And I was like, no, she's lying on that hall. I could see her. But I had a false identification. I thought my grandmother is that body, but she is that soul. And I could not see that. We could not understand that because we are in Maya, we are in illusion. There's nobody to tell us the truth, right? So that means my soul have undergone so many transmigration. My soul was a crocodile. My soul was in a body of a crocodile. My soul was in a body of a dolphin. What not? Jalaja Navalakshani. There were 9 lakh species of aquatics. And then I was an animal. I was a plant. I was a tree. I was a grass. What not? The soul. I mean, the soul had a body like that. And finally, I got a human form of life. It's so rare and special, right? It's very special, and we are wasting this human form of life just for eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Ahara nitra bhayam maidunancha. It's wrong. We have a higher purpose. Human life is very special and rare. After going through so many species of life, anyone know how many species of life we had? Some says 7 janmas, 7 janmas, or some say only one life. We have just one life. Enjoy it to the fullest. But what does Shastra says about the number of lives we have? Oh, great. I'm getting nice answers in the chat. Rajesh Prabhu, can you correct it a little? You're almost near. 84? Not 7, Ritu Mataji. 7 Janma, even I've heard it so many times. Yes. Good answers. Very nice. 84 lakh species of life. 10? No. 84 lakh species of life we had. Can you imagine? Can you believe? I was like shocked. 84 lakh species of life. Jalaja Navalakshani. There are 9 lakh species in aquatics. Then Chatur Lakshani Manava. In human beings, there are 4 lakh based on the form and the conscious level. Okay. So this is how. So we go through different lives and we've been passing through the different mother's womb. Today we'll have a nice video, birth and death, a nice video from ISKCON. Just stay till end and please watch the video. So we have gone through different forms of body, and finally we have come to this human form of life. Still we are not using the human form of life to get moksha, to go back. Still we are in the birth death cycle. What to do? No, so this is a cycle. Everyone has to undergo this. And Krishna says happiness and distress will keep coming and going, Arjuna. Matra sparshasta kaundeya shidoshna sukha dukkada agama paino anityam stamsti dikshasva bharata. That means happiness and distress will keep coming and going. You can see in summer we had a lot of mangoes. It was very nice. But as the December and January, there was a winter time, there's no leaves on the trees, and it's sometimes not good to see. So same way, happiness and distress, they are same two sides of the same coin. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. It keeps coming and going according to your karma. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, their disappearance in due course, are like appearance and disappearance of winter and summer season. They arise from sense perception, or son of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate it actually, right, without getting disturbed. So happiness and distress will keep coming in our life, but we should be able to tolerate it. It's a karma coming. We have taken 84 lakh species of life. We would have done some bad karma in previous life. We'll get sin. For sin, we get past bad karma reaction. If you've done punya, pious activities, you get good reaction, right? It comes. So you can see, it just keeps coming and going. Matra sparshasta kaundeya, shridoshna sukha Arjuna. Now you're lamenting, but don't worry, you'll be happy soon. And then Krishna speaks about the quality of the soul. Najayate mriyate va kadashin nayam bhutva pavitavana bhuya ajo nitya shashrato purano hanyade hanyamani sharire. For the soul, there is neither birth. nor death. So when we say happy birthday to you, we are actually saying happy birthday to the body, not the soul. So actually, if you are wishing me happy birthday, that means you're wishing my body, not the soul. The soul is never born, never dead, right? So why are we crying? Why are we lamenting when someone dies? Yes, Krishna says it's normal, it's natural to lament. It's because that attachment is there when your dear ones leave. That is there. But don't get depressed, Arjuna. Don't get completely into depression or into shock. Come out of it, because the soul is have neither birth nor death at any time. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing. And you might ask, if the soul doesn't go to the next body, that means he'd get moksha. He can go back to the Lord. Even that is a great thing, to get moksha. So he is Satchidananda. The soul is also Satchidananda. Krishna is also Satchidananda, because we are part and parcel of the Lord. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadira Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. And then now Krishna speaks about the qualities of the soul. Like you can't, and then now Krishna also says about how we change our dress, same way the soul is changing the body. Vasamsi jirnani yada vihaya navani grihnadi naro parani tata sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyadi navani dehi. So when we get dirty, or when we go to office, we wear a nice dress, and then we come back, it's kind of dirty with the sweat and all. You take a shower and then you change your dress. No, same way, the as a person put new garments, giving up the old ones. The soul similarly accepts new material body, giving up the old and useless ones. So why are we lamenting? Arjuna, you are telling that killing Bhishmacharya and Dronacharya is a sin. But how is it a sin? Because Bhishmacharya and Dronacharya is already old now. Now, if you kill them, if you kill their material body, the soul is not dead, but then it might go to another body. They might get a new body. They might get a new body, or they are pious soul. They might go to heaven, or they might even get moksha, liberation. So why are you lamenting, Arjuna? Get up and fight. So Krishna is advising Arjuna through all these lessons, but this is actually for us. Krishna is saying to us, not to Arjuna. Arjuna is just a representative. Arjuna already knows everything. Nainam chindati shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, nachainam kleda yantyapo, nashoshayadi maruta. Now Krishna speaks about the quality of the soul. Nainam chindati shastrani. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon. When Duryodhana and all the Kauravas were ready to attack Arjuna, or Arjuna is ready to attack with his Gandiva bow to Kauravas, Krishna is telling, with this weapon, you can't actually kill them, because they are spirit soul, and the soul cannot be cut with any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by wind. So the soul cannot be done like this. So this is a beautiful story from Bhagavatam, story of Chitraketu Maharaj. So actually there was a king called Chitraketu. He was always desiring to have a son, but he never had a son. And he had a lot of wives, ready to help him out. But then they were also not able to give him a child. And then he was lamenting and lamenting. And then finally, Angira Muni came and blessed him. He's like, okay, you'll have a son, but the problem is you will be lamenting because of him. The kids nowadays, they cause problems, and that will be a problem headache for the parents. That's normal. So Chitraketu is like, it's okay, just give me a son. Then he blessed him with a son. And when the son was born with the first wife, Maharaj was so attached to the first wife that he forgot all the other wives, completely neglected them. It happens, sometimes. And these wives were so jealous about the baby. You know what they did? They gave poison to the baby, and the baby died in few days. And Chitraketu Maharaj started crying and lamenting. His only son, he's been waiting for long. These kings have to give their kingdom to the son, and he didn't know how to handle this pressure. And that time Narad Muni came with Angira Muni to see Chitraketu Maharaj, and he told the son was named Harsha Shogan. Harsha means happiness, Shogan means sadness. And Narad Muni called back the soul to the body, and the baby started speaking. And Narad Muni's baby's like, why did you call me back? It's time for me to leave this body. My karma has come end. And then Narad Muni is like, no, this is your father. I just want to say how much he's missing you. And the baby is like, my father? In which Janma he was my father? Like, There are 4 lakh species in human beings, and in which janma he was my father. And Chitraketu Maharaj, which janma? I thought you are my only son. I thought this is my only janma. And then he realized, Narad Muni started explaining the spiritual knowledge to him and saying, don't think you have only this life. You had 84 lakh species of life. That means 84 lakh species of fathers and mothers we had. I mean, even in animal life, every life we need a seed or, to grow. So we are not this body, we are soul, and the soul cannot die, the soul cannot live. I mean, it's not born or it's not dead, it's eternal. Okay, this much you got. And then when the body is old or the karma is end, the soul leaves the body, goes to another body. This is called transmigration of the soul, or dehamdara prapti. So Krishna takes off all the negative things in Arjuna by telling him that you don't have to feel compassion because they are not the body, they are spirit soul. Don't think you feel having sin by killing them, because it's not a sin, because you are not killing their soul. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityur dhruvam janma mridasya cha tasmat apariharyarte natvam shochitam arhasi. One who has taken birth is sure to die, and after death one is sure to take birth again, unless he get moksha. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Arjuna, why are you lamenting? You do your duty, because whoever has taken birth is sure to die. The expiry date is there for everyone, right? You don't know. You can't be sure. So after death, one is sure to take a rebirth, unless he get moksha. So don't lament. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in the interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? Dehe nityam avadyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bodhani nadam shochitam arhasi. Soul who dwell in the body can never be slain. Therefore, there is no need for lamentation. Arjuna, don't lament. Get up and fight. Hato va prapshyasi swargam jitva va bokshase mahim tasmat uddishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishchaya. So what is Krishna saying, O son of Kunti? Neither you will be killed on the battlefield and attain heavenly planets, or either you will be killed and go to heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up and fight. So what is Arjuna's next? So these 5 reasons why Arjuna was lamenting, Krishna is just counteracting and giving reasons for all these questions. He's giving answers. The next question was, Krishna, how will I enjoy? No enjoyment, no. Now Krishna says, see, there are 2 things can happen. Either Arjuna can win or can lose. If Arjuna lose, what happens? He'll die. All the Pandavas will die. And if they die, even still, they can go to the spiritual world, or they can even go to the heavenly planets. Why? Because they are pious and they are eternal associate of the Lord. They'll go back to the Lord, right? But if Arjuna wins, then Yudhishthira and Arjuna can rule the kingdom. They become the king of the Hastinapur. So in both ways, it's an enjoyment. Now you're telling Arjuna, I can't enjoy. But this is both are enjoyment. Either you get the kingdom or you go to heavenly planets. Both are enjoyment. So Arjuna can't give any other reasons to Krishna. And also, if you don't fight, what will happen? Your enemies will say some unkind words to you, and they will just tell, see, he's so covered, he's so darpok, he's hiding behind the chariot and running off. That is more painful for you. Now, as for a Kshatriya, it said the Kshatriya dies only once. That means he's not a coward, he's always strong and brave. And then Krishna ends, towards the end, he says, Neha Vikramana sosti pratyavayona vidyate salpam abhyasya dharmasya trayade mahadobhayat. So if you do the spiritual path or try to understand about the soul, there is no loss for you. Don't think, oh, I'm wasting my 1 hour sitting in front of this Bhagavad-Gita class. I could have watched a movie. I could have just slept or something, do something. But no, this is not a loss. It's always a permanent balance for you. A little advancement on this path can protect you from most dangerous type of fear. Like, who is this elephant? Anyone knows? You would have heard, some of you would have known about this elephant who gives a lotus flower to the Lord, and the Lord, Sudhanshu. Who's that?
Gajendra Moksha.
Yes, Gajendra, very good. So Gajendra was an elephant and he was bitten by a crocodile. You can see for thousands of years he was struggling with that. He could not help. He could not get out of it. And finally he had to offer a flower to the Lord and say the Stuti, Gajendra Stuti. He was Indradumna Maharaj in his previous life. He remembered that and he chanted the prayers and the Lord came and blessed him. Just because he gave a flower. And there was a rat who actually always wanted to eat some cherry and all that, and he saw a lamp, ghee lamp. The nice smell comes from that ghee lamp. He went and just tried to eat it up, and the lamp, that spark was the that light was over his mouth, and he died actually. But then he was in the temple, he did like this, just, and the Lord took it as an arati and gave him moksha. Any small thing you do, the story of a squirrel, when Lord Ram had to fight against Ravan to get Mata Sita back, he had to build a bridge, no? And then who helped? This one, Hanuman and all the monkeys. They were taking big stones and helping, but there was a squirrel who was taking a small stone and putting into the sea. Nothing was there, but still it was doing what it can. And Lord Ram blessed him and was like so happy. So whatever we can, we do it in this to improve in spiritual life. Not that you have to mug up the slokas, nothing like that. You try to understand Bhagavad-Gita, that's enough. So Hanuman, when his tail was on fire, he burnt the whole Lanka. So this is how they are doing the devotional service. So in the mind of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the determination for devotional service to the Lord does not take place. So many things, if you think of material things, then you can't have a fixed plan. So your mind should not be too attached to material things, and you should be focused. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nishtraigunya Bhavarjuna Nirdvando Nitya Sattvasto Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of three modes of material nature. We will deal about this in the 14th chapter. Don't get confused now. Okay, I'll talk more about the modes of material nature in the 14th chapter. So, O Arjuna, become transcendental to these modes and become free from dualities and anxieties, and fight. So Krishna is advising Arjuna all these to make him fight. So similar, all purpose of Vedas can be served, but one who has know the purpose behind him. All purpose served by small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. So Bhagavad-Gita is actually making us understand what the goal of life is and what this human form of life is for. So we should use it in a proper way. So so Krishna is saying you have the right to perform your prescribed duty. That he's a Kshatriya, Arjuna is a Kshatriya, he has to do his duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. So tomorrow in Karma Yoga, we'll learn how we should not be attached to the fruits of action. And never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached of doing it. Okay, so Krishna says, you do your karma, rest you leave. So you should do your best and leave the rest to the God, same way. So perform your duty, equipost, Arjuna, get up and fight, abandoning all attachment to success and failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. So Krishna says, fight. Dukkeshu anudvigna mana sukeshu vigata spruha vidaraga bayakroda stita tirmunir uchyate. One who's not disturbed in mind, even amidst the threefold miseries or alleged, when there is happiness, and who's free from attachment, fear, and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. So this is a later stage. As you advance, this is a later stage. So it's called Sthita Dhir Munir. That means one who's always in God consciousness. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangasteshu Bhajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodha Pijayate. Now there are 8 steps of fall down. So as we grow in spiritual life, some things will make us fall. So what are they? You have desire, sometimes contemplating to the objects of senses. With the eyes, you see nice things, you want to hear nice music, smell good things. So there are attachment, contemplating for the object of senses. Then you have attachment for them. And from attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger. So sometimes you want something. Okay, I want a phone. I'm not getting it. I found an iPhone, not getting it. So I'm so lusty, but I'm not getting. The desire is there, but I'm not getting it. then I become angry. And once anger comes, what happens? Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibhramaha, smriti paramshat buddhinashat pranashyati. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. It is confusion. And memory is bewildered, then intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one fall down again into the material pool. So these are the 8 steps. I'll explain this. You can see here, cause and effect of anger. So that's why Bhagavad Gita is a life manual. It's telling us how not to get angry, because you need to cut it here. See, when you have contemplating of object of senses, then you have developed an attachment for it. Then you have lust. And when unsatisfied lust, when you don't have that thing in hand, then you become angry. And then in anger, there is delusion, confusion, bewilderment, loss of intelligence. And then there's fall down into material existence. Okay. So thinking, the mind always thinks, feels, and wills. And then the doing stage comes. Ragadvesha vimuktaisthu vishayanindriyascharan atmavashir videyatma prasadam adhigacchati. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain complete mercy of the Lord. So if we could control the senses, then yes, we get the mercy of the Lord. So we know the vast ocean is always filled with water, right? Especially during rainy season, but still it is very calm always. The ocean remains the same, steady. It is not agitated, nor does it cross beyond the limit of the brink. So it's also true for a person who's fixed in Krishna consciousness. That person is always steady. Like Srila Prabhupada, he was never disturbed in any conditions of life, because he knows that this is Krishna's plan, and he knows everything happens for a reason, and there is a karma acting on us, right? If we are suffering, it's because of my bad karma. If we are enjoying, it's also because of my good karma, right? So the takeaway lesson from this chapter is, we are not this body. It's very simple to read and write and listen, but then to apply in life, when bad things happens in life, when there is a death in the family, when there is a death in the family, the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita is read aloud. Means they understand that that person didn't go anywhere. It's not destroyed. He's eternal. That person the soul have gone to next body, better body, or might have got liberation or moksha. So this body, we are spirit soul. And the soul is situated in the heart. And we can't see the soul because it is 1 by 10,000, the tip of a hair. These are all given in the Shastras, in Bhagavatam. So if you take the tip of a hair, that's the size. And any small service you do to the Lord is never waste. So we should change the way we think. We think we are this body. Whatever comes to this body, I think take it as enjoyment, success or failure. But if we know we are spirit soul, and what is the main aim of the soul, or what is our main duty, then our life completely gets changed. So we have a positive thoughts and help us to achieve a balanced perspective. So that is one thing, a takeaway lesson. Tomorrow is Ekadashi, Kamika Ekadashi, and then Ekadashi. So there are 9 reasons for Arjuna to win, right? So it was some kind of Ekadashi, no? When Arjuna won the battle. Anyone remember the name of the Ekadashi? Is Gayatri Mataji? What was it?
Moksha Ekadashi.
Yes, Moksha Ekadashi. So Ekadashi means Eka Dasi. Someone asked me to explain this. Dasi means what? Servant. Eka means 1. So the only servant of the Lord is Ekadashi. So what happened when Lord was, so we take fruits on that day and we don't eat grains. So the story of Ekadashi is that the Lord was seeing Papa Purish, or a person who was punishing everyone for the sin they have done. So he has seen him punishing everyone. And the Lord felt so mercy on us that from within him, a Devi came out. Okay. From within the Lord was lying this, and from within the Lord, a Devi came out. And she's like, what can I do? How can I serve you? And the Lord said, there is someone called Papa Purish, and he's hurting the whole society, and he is everyone, and he is punishing everyone for the sin. Then Devi is like, what can I do? And then a Lord is like, you appear once in 2 weeks, once in every 2 weeks, Ekadashi, or the 11th day of waxing and waning of the moon, that is Ekadashi, and you should come and save these people. Whoever takes upavas on that day, whoever chants the name of the Lord, tomorrow is Ekadashi, we'll start chanting. I'll talk about more about chanting, and we'll all sit and chant together tomorrow. It's an auspicious day. So Ekadashi Devi is like agreed to that, and whoever takes upavas on that day. And then Papa Vrish is like, where can I go and hide? No, if I'm there on that Ekadashi day, she will kill me. So I should hide somewhere. And the Lord said, you go and hide in the grains. So on that day, the Papa Purish is in the grains. We don't take the grains. We take fruits, roots, all that, and not grains. Okay, so that we do upavas. Upa means what? To stay. And close. Upa means close, and vas means to stay. So upavas is we are staying close to the Lord on that day. So tomorrow is Ekadashi. That is tomorrow from sunrise. That's 6 a.m. or what is the sunrise time in your place? So tomorrow from that day sunrise to the next day sunrise. That the 24 hours, that is the Ekadashi Tithi day. And after the 24 hours, we break. There is a parent time. There's a breaking time. It's different for different place. You break with the grains, poha or rice or something. So tomorrow there are different ways of fasting. Either you can take only water, no water. There are people who doesn't take even water. That's called nirjal. That is one level. Next is nirjal. You can take water and then take the fasting. Or you can have fruits and juice and all that, lot of milk. Keep hydrated, and then you can even have some sabudana khichdi, and some people take that. It's up to you. So, but more important is, if you're having health issues like gastritis and some health problems, then don't take it. If you can't really do that, then just do a lot of devotional service on that day, a lot of kirtan, read Bhagavad-Gita, try more, because Bhagavad-Gita is like a life manual. And so all of you, please order it. We have a link will be sent to your group. I think it's already sent. So it's a book. This is a set you get. You get Bhagavad-Gita as it is. You get Science of Self-Realization. Amazing book. This book actually was my beginning. So when I could read this book, The Science of Self-Realization, it's not about shastras or Lord or nothing. It's just about the soul. Science of Self-Realization, SSR, Atma Gaveshana. In Hindi, it's Atma Gaveshana. So that book, if you could read, it comes in a package. It's amazingly written about the soul by Srila Prabhupada. Then you have perfect questions, perfect answers. You get a photo of a deity. Then you get a Jabamala with the mantra and the Jaba bag with the beads. So all this for 600 rupees, you can purchase it. Please, all of you have it. You should always have a hard copy. Okay. Tomorrow is Ekadashi. Please observe Ekadashi. So today, because if you want to advance in spiritual life, and it also helps to purify ourselves. See, there is if you couldn't take this, some people don't believe this story. They say, no, we can't just take Ekadashi because of this. Okay, you think in the scientific way. Okay, in scientific way, if you could think, fasting, it actually help you, to detoxify. Every day you're eating, the liver is also overloaded, and they want a break, and they want to get detoxified. No, so as a result, you feel light on that day, the day you take fasting. Okay, and that is one thing. And another thing is, this is the 11th day of waxing and waning of the moon. So that's the time, if you could know, that's a high tide time. The ocean and all have high tides on those days. So that time, when you have rice or wheat, you've seen rice fields, they need a lot of water to grow. And when you take it and wash it, you need a lot of water to wash it, the rice especially. Then when you cook it, you need more water. And after that, draining also, there is some water content in it. You eat it, you have to drink a lot of water with that. So the water content in your body is also naturally raised on that day. And because of high tide, the water content in your body also try to rise. So it gives uneasiness in you. So you observe or not. And scientists also have discovered something called the junk DNA. You can Google it up and see there's something called junk DNA. So this DNA is a part of a chromosome, the DNA, and then this DNA, junk DNA, had no coding, or it was not to be used. Like they could not find out why this DNA is for us. But God doesn't create anything just like that, no. So there's a reason. Then they studied in different individuals. The research was a team studied, and they could know that whose metabolic rate is more, who's eating more and more, their junk DNA size was decreasing. And this junk, and they were dying more, in a faster way or in a quick way, they were dying. But those who were fasting, doing upavas, their junk DNA was maintained. And as the metabolic rate was increasing, the part of junk DNA just breaks and your lifespan decreases. So having a sattvic lifestyle and observing Ekadashi all helps to have a healthy life and help us to detoxify the body. So in that way, it is also advised to take upavas. If you're not believing the shastric part, the scientific part is still there. Okay, so that is tomorrow. So Arjuna won the battle because he observed Ekadashi, and he's a devotee of the Lord. Same way, we are all in this battle of life. We are also in this battle, of this life and struggle for existence. So if we have to win in life, I don't mean material winning, that is different, but spiritually, or the soul, it has to elevate ourselves to go back to the Lord and to get moksha. Then this is our step. So we should do this. These are some kind of tapasya or austerity which we do. You know what is tapasya? Tapasya means voluntarily accepting something. Like, see, tomorrow I have a lot of rice and chapatis and all at home to eat, but still I don't eat it. I take fruits. I take a lot of this thing. I'm voluntarily controlling my tongue and controlling my senses for a better cause. That is called tapasya. And tapasya is only in human form of life. I can't ask some dogs and cats to take upavas. They can't take. So this is for human beings. And if we don't take, and the medicines are avoided. If you are taking medicines like for BP and sugar and all that, your diabetes and all, you can still continue. Okay. So if you can, please do it. But more than important is chanting the whole name. Okay, so that I will teach you tomorrow how to do it. And so quickly you'll see that nice video. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So it's about death and life and death, and very nice video. It's amazing. Hare Krishna, Mataji, can you play? And if you have questions, put it in the chat. Okay, so we are done with